Hello, and welcome to All Things Nintendo. In this video, I'm going to determine whether Super Mario Bros. 35 makes Nintendo Switch Online worth it. And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more about Nintendo, and then we'll get right into it. So, in case you don't have any idea what I'm talking about, here's the launch trailer for Super Mario Bros. 35.
Welcome to Super Mario Brothers! With 35 players? Compete against other players near and far in this online battle game. Enemies you defeat will be sent to other players' courses, but this also works the other way around. Use the item roulette and these 4 strategies to try to outpace your opponents. Keep going until you're the last Mario standing or running. This game will be an exclusive offer for Nintendo Switch Online members. Super Mario Bros. 35 launches October 1st as a digital-only title and will be available for a limited time until March 31st, 2021.
So that's Super Mario Bros. 35, which is only available with the Nintendo Switch Online membership, and we'll get to that later. So, in Mario 35, there are 35 Marios that you're competing against, and it's in a Battle Royale format. So, you start on World 1-1, just like you're playing through the regular Mario game, and as you go through each level, you may notice that the game's a little bit different. There'll be all the enemies that are normally there, but then there'll also be a lot of enemies that your opponents have sent to you after they've defeated them. So, if I, say, defeated a Goomba, then I would send it to the opponent that I had my crosshair on. And then, in turn, they might run into that Goomba and die. And so the levels are a lot harder and a lot more challenging, especially as you get into the later levels with the Mario players who are actually decent. And so after you get there, then it's really much harder than the original Mario game. And you can find yourself early on dying a lot, and even in World 1-1, and definitely in World 1-2 and 1-3. And so, when you start playing Mario 35, don't get discouraged, because it has a little bit of a learning curve, and it's a little bit hard to play at first, but once you learn how to do it, then you'll start to get the hang of it. And in Mario 35, you send enemies to opponents after you defeat them, but you also gain time by defeating them too. And your timer is relatively short to start out. So you may, for example, in World 1-2, there's the shortcut over the top of the entire level, and you might take that, but it also may, if you have very little time, like 20 seconds or less, then it may end up hurting you in the long run because you aren't gaining any time from defeating enemies. And you get more time from defeating enemies by stomping on them than defeating them with, say, the Fire Flower. If you defeat them with the Fire Flower, you get 1 second of time back, and if you defeat them by stomping them, then you get 3 seconds. So it really kind of evens out a little bit there. I still personally think that the Fire Flower is better, because if there are lots of enemies everywhere that everybody's sent to you, it's definitely easier to be able to mow them down with the Fire Flower than have to jump on each individual one. And also, for example, let's say I'm in World 1-2, and then somebody's ahead of me, and they sent a Piranha Plant to my screen. I can't stomp on the Piranha Plant. So there are definitely some instances where it's absolutely vital to have a Fire Flower. And it doesn't have the whole Mario game, but it still has a lot of Mario levels. And even if you've played these levels like 2 million times before, they're still fun and new, and it's like you're playing a new game because there are all these things that weren't there before. So imagine Mario Bros. Like the original game, but with the extra hard difficulty to it. As I was saying earlier, you need a Nintendo Switch Online membership to play Mario Bros. 35. And you can get a 3-month membership for $8, and you can get a 12-month membership for $20. So obviously, the $20 is the much better deal. because why would you pay $32 for something you can get for $20? And after you play Switch Online for 3 months, you're most likely going to want to play it for longer, and then you're either going to buy a 12-month membership and regret buying your 3-month membership, or you're going to buy another 3-month membership and just be wasting your money. So I say, even if you don't think that you're going to be playing for 12 months, or there's this one, say, Splatfest in Splatoon that you want to make, then I would still advise getting the 12-month membership, because you're going to want it in the end. So it's definitely the much better deal, and I would definitely advise you to get the 12-month membership. Now, the one asterisk about Mario Bros. 35 is that with Mario Bros. 35th Anniversary, it's only playable until March 31st. I'm not sure how I feel about this decision from Nintendo to make it limited time, but it does make a little bit of sense, in that Mario's 35th anniversary will be over, and it would be weird if you're playing Mario's 35th anniversary game on his 36th anniversary. So it does make sense to have it up only until March, but I still believe it's a fun game and wish it could be up forever. I think that this game definitely is worthy of Mario's 35th anniversary, and while it doesn't have a whole ton of different content to explore, it's still a fun and addicting game, and it's definitely worthy of a spot on your Switch. Well, I think that Nintendo did a good job making this game, and I really liked it, but I don't think that it's worth it to get Switch Online just to play this game. Well, is it worth it? I think that Switch Online was already worth it with all of the NES and SNES games, which I'll admit aren't as good as some services like PS Plus, but they're still good, and I've found myself playing those games a pretty good bit. And I think that Switch Online, even without that, while it is still a little bit iffy, I still think that it's good, and I play online so much on the Switch that it's definitely worth it for me. But I really think it comes down to you, whether you're going to play it or not. If you're going to play games online, like Splatoon or Animal Crossing, then I say it's definitely worth it, because you can't play Splatoon without Nintendo Switch Online. So if you have those games, then I say it's absolutely worth it. But if you're not going to be playing online very much, then I would say it's not worth it. And also, if you're just getting this for Mario Bros. 35, I say it's also not worth it, because, I mean, unless you're a diehard Mario fan, it doesn't have enough content to make it worth the $20. Now, I guess in theory you could buy the 1-month membership or the 3-month membership, but still, I think it just doesn't have enough to make it solely worth the Switch Online payment. Well, that's it for my video today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more about Nintendo, and I'll see you next time in All Things Nintendo.